next up we have Dream Scenario, and Emma, can you introduce that to us?
So Nicolas Cage plays possibly the dullest man on the planet, who reaches stardom when he randomly appears in people's dreams. Here's a clip.
Paul, you've been on my mind recently. Yeah? Because you keep popping up in my dreams. You don't do anything, you're just there. So, this specific person, the remarkable nobody, I've also had that experience. Do you have a picture?
Have you been dreaming about me?
Have I been dreaming about you?
Yeah.
Right. Emma, let's start with you on Dream Scenario.
So I mean, you can see half of the poster possibly in my shop now. I love Nicolas Cage. He can do no wrong until now. Yeah, I genuinely was so bored and disliked this film. I was prepared for it to be a little weird, but I have issues with films that leave things horrendously wide open for your own interpretation. It feels like a bit of a cop-out to me sometimes, that it just genuinely feels like they had an idea and then didn't know how to finish it. So they went, we'll let people work it out for themselves. But
I'm with you there to a degree, yeah.
I would like to know what the filmmakers in this, what they wanted it to be. It just left me unamused, shall we say. So, I can't even think of anything genuinely good to say about it.
Oh man, that's a reaction. Scott. Oh, sorry, you got a mouthful of food. Andy. Well, Scott finishes his peanuts or whatever.
Sorry, I haven't actually seen this film, so I've got...
Oh, you haven't?
Right.
Okay, so this reminded me of a TV series which some of you will be too young to remember, but The X-Files. And The X-Files would often leave cases like this open to interpretation at the end. I quite like that. I quite like the fact that we're not given all the facts, and there's something weird has happened, and there's no explanation given for it whatsoever, and we are left to make up our own minds about what's been going on, what hasn't been going on. I thought Nick Cage was great in this. I thought he played the puzzled man that everybody's dreaming about very well. I thought there were some good laughs in it. I thought it was quite entertaining. I sit back and just let it roll over. It's not going to break any box office records. It's not going to stir the emotions beyond the fact that I had a good time while I was watching it. I haven't really thought much about it since. But yeah, I had a good time while I was watching it. Yeah.
You said, Emma, that Nicolas Cage can do no wrong. I mean, I think he can do wrong in a lot of his films by going completely over the top.
Name 10.
Easily, right. That I praised the unbearable weight of massive talent, which is supposed to have got there last year, that. because he was somewhat underplaying. Here, I think it's his best performance in a very long time because he completely underplays it. He is just an everyman, and yes, he has some excitable moments, but he's always keeping it under wraps, and I thought that was terrific from Nicolas Cage. Yes, it's a bit surreal in places. I noticed that Ari Aster was one of the producers of this film, and of course he made Beau is Afraid from earlier in the year, which if Beau is Afraid is a 10, then this is about a 6 in terms of craziness. But I really like the way that the film developed its first half, where he is slowly coming to the realization that he's in everybody's dreams, including those of his daughter. And I like the way that the film actually progressed from him being an item of fame and fortune to not being, and we'll just leave it at that in terms of where the plot goes. But I really did not like the ending of the film. I was on about a 9 out of 10 again until we got to about to the third reel, and then the moment that Greg appeared, if we can use Greg from Succession again in two shows running, the moment that Greg appeared in his cameo, from that point onwards, I thought, what are you doing? What are you doing with this story? And it just went off the rails for me. And as you said, Emma, didn't really know how to land the plane. That's what I said on my Radio Solent show today, because Lucy Ambash, who was the presenter, was saying, 9 out of 10. I said 7 out of 10, because it's all very well to take a plane up and fly it, but you got to land it at the end. And this is a motion picture that wonderful crews, but didn't know how to land the plane. And yeah, so I really enjoyed it, but it's a 7 out of 10 for me. Scott? No, you haven't seen it. Sorry. Emma?
I'm going to give that a 2.
Fantastic. We'll count that. I'm giving it 4.
A 4, okay. And Andy?
I'm going to give it a 7.
7 and 4 is 18. Divided by 3 is 6 out of 10, which makes Dream Scenario a marginal miss. Yes.
Oh, shame.
Oh, it's a shame.
Not a shame.
Anyway, we are a democracy. Here we go. Right.